Your non-negotiable compass. What on earth could that be? Welcome to day 215 of our Supersize You Annual Challenge. Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here. This whole month we're talking about spiritual related topics, spirituality, and you defined that for yourself yesterday. And that leads me to believe we should talk about something that will help guide every decision that you make if you let it. And that is your core values. Core values are something that we talk about every month and in every area of the life framework. Why do you think that is? If I talk about something 9 to 12 times a year, it's because it's important, it's foundational, and it's something that I've learned over decades of practice that has had an incredibly positive impact on me, my life, my businesses, my experiences, my relationships, every area and aspect of my life. If I cover it in every area, that's how important it is. It's why we talk about the SOAP framework every month. It's why we talk about the certain practices and certain things that we journal on and we do every month. Because if we do a little bit every day, if we do even just a little bit every month, it gets us light years ahead of where we would be if we weren't doing these things. And we're going to talk about this today. Core values. Core values. How do you know what your core values are? Well, take a look at your results. Your results will always show you what's really going on inside your mind and your actions if you are brave enough to take a step back and look. It's hard sometimes to look at different areas and aspects of our life and the results we're getting or not getting in them versus what we know we could hold ourselves accountable to. I'm an example of that, just like everybody else is. But defining our core values doesn't have to be hard. It's not what you say. Core values aren't what you say. It's what you actually do and take action on. The things that we say are important to us, but we don't actually practice on a regular basis or demonstrate in the world, probably really aren't that big a priority for us. Now, I will say, I'll give a personal example because why not use yourself as a guinea pig? Listening. I have been working on listening skills and trying to become a better listener as well as better speaker for decades. I grew up in a family of talkers. Everybody's a talker. We all talk over each other. And when we get together, all of my listening skills evaporate. Has that ever happened to you? So it's a value of mine. And I think it's probably a core value. Excuse me. To be a lifelong learner and to be always improving, to be continuously improving in every area and aspect of my life. And communication is a whole category in the life framework because I know how important it is to every aspect of our life, right? Just like all the others one, just like spirituality. Living our values and being aligned with them and the choices that we make and aligning our personal beliefs with our core values, because sometimes we have beliefs that conflict with our core values, right? I know I've had beliefs that conflict with my core values. My core value was you get married, you stay married for life. You make a commitment, you stick to that commitment. The exes, not so much. Different core values. And because of that core value mismatch, which I didn't really understand at the time I got married, I'm no longer married, right? That's a pretty personal example. Our values are our decision partner. They are our decision filters. If we filter every decision through our core values, it becomes super fast and easy to decide whether something is for us or not for us. We can apply that to opportunities. We can apply that to problems. We can apply it to relationships. We can apply it to everything because our core values are like that line in the sand that we don't go below. It's like a line that we will not let ourselves cross. It's like saying, I'm never going to commit a crime. It's just not going to happen. I'm never going to riot. It's just not going to happen. I mean, those are lines in the sand I'm not going to cross. Do I believe in continuous improvement and growth? Yes. But demonstrating in negative ways to me is a line I refuse to cross. So, wow, my throat is so weird today. I think it's because of the weather. We've had such a humid, interesting summer this year. So I can think of so many stories about this, and we're being in alignment with listening to my intuition, which is something that I should do more of, and not listening to it, but listening and looking at things that look good on paper, but weren't, like jobs, for example. I took a couple of jobs throughout my career that looked awesome on paper. They sounded good in the interview, got the job, got into it, and realized it was just a crock of you know what, and misrepresented in terms of what I was expected to do when I joined the organization. And in a couple instances, all of them, I guess I've left corporate America in 2004. So I chose when the timing was right to leave each of those positions that weren't a right fit for me. So when our values are clear, I guess this is the biggest lesson for today. When our values are clear and we know who we are, and we have clearly identified our core values in each of the different areas and aspects of our life. And what we do is we do it in each of the 9 life framework areas as we go through that, focus time on each one. And then at the end of the year in December, sometimes in November we do it, but usually in December, we filter through and we say, okay, of all of these, what are the common threads? I will tell you, love shows up. I'm going to share my 3 top core values in the area of spirituality because I think that helps to share those. And if it doesn't, then you're going to have to come up with your own. I actually got a Chat GPT prompt from somebody, I don't remember even where I got it from, about identifying your top 5 core values. And that is across the board. It just asks you some questions and then you, actually it doesn't. It just gives you the lists. It automates the process of doing and identifying your own core values. And it just gives you different lists to choose from. And then the ones you voted for the most end up on the top 5. That's exactly how that works in the background. So is it super accurate? I don't know. I guess all of the things that came up for me are, excuse me, core values of mine. I can't remember what they are. I'm not looking at it right now. I just said, okay, what are my top 3 core values? Love. Love is always one of my core values. Because if we love ourselves and love other people and act and decide out of that, we're always going to make better decisions than if we don't, right? Another one for me is do what you say you're going to do. Be consistent, be predictable, let people know what you expect, and let them know what they can expect from you. And then continuous improvement, lifelong learning, personal growth and development. I guess that's a lot more than one, but you understand what I mean. It's all tied together in my mind. So what are we going to do today? Our action item is to identify your top 3 spirituality goals. And I guess under spirituality, connection to a higher power or something outside of me, or living more out of my big me, the big spiritual, social, soul-related me, and filtering everything through that, not just making decisions like I used to when I was younger. I just see the situation, make a decision. See the situation, make a decision. Was it always the right decision? Absolutely not. We don't ever always do anything right. But by making a decision fast and figuring out if it wasn't the right thing to do, that's how we figured it out, and we then made a different choice and did something differently. Wish I had done that in certain areas of my life that I didn't do that in. Why? Because I was emotionally tied to those situations, and they tied into other core values like love. A couple of things that we could think about today with respect to this. What would I never compromise on in my life? What's something I'll never allow in my life? Do you have a daily, and then ask yourself, do my daily actions reflect my stated values? I'm going to say in most areas they do. As far as consistency, doing what I say I'm going to do. I mean, this is my 9th year doing an annual challenge. That means I've showed up every day for 9 years. I think that's pretty consistent. And that is in alignment with doing what I say I'm going to do. If I say at the beginning of the year I'm doing an annual challenge, stuff's going to come up during the year that I don't want to do it and I want to quit doing it for some reason, but I already committed to it, so it's going to happen. Who am I when I'm at my best? And what values are present when I'm being my best? What am I? Usually I'm setting an example, a positive example. I'm helping other people with something, which is showing love, things like that. So when you don't have a value filter, you just say yes to things that aren't necessarily right for you. I would say there's been certain times in my life where I turned my value filter off, especially in the business world, where I was doing a business with other people and I would hop on and we would do a certain business together. And I realized into it that it wasn't a core values match for me. The business itself, the model itself, didn't feel right to me. It didn't feel aligned. I learned about alignment now. I guess I learned about alignment a long time ago, but it seems like since I joined the school platform, everybody's talking about alignment and clarity and focus and all this stuff. So we need to have it and our core values as a filter. So share in the comments below, what are your top 3 spiritual core values? And the reason I want us to share is I think we're going to see that a lot of us have the same spiritual core values. We all think we're so different, but bottom line, at the human level, we're all very, very much alike. So that's it for today. If I can help you in any way, hit me up and ask. Otherwise, go out, make an awesome day, and I'll, of course, be with you tomorrow.